In today's video, we will delve deep into the downfall of Khazad-Dûm. I love to explore Tolkien's works and collect everything we have on each topic, just as I have done with Balin's quest and the true power of Gandalf's ring. Today we are going to look at the greatest dwarven realm that has ever existed, the kingdom of Khazad-Dûm, or later known as Moria. And we're going to do this in 3 parts. First of all, we'll look at the Rise of Khazad-Dûm, how it became the greatest dwarven kingdom in all of Middle-earth. Then we'll examine the downfall of this great realm and what led to this exact moment. And finally, we'll look at the aftermath, what happened to the dwarves that escaped and what the consequences are. So let's start digging into this video. Durin the First, father of the Longbeards and oldest dwarf, founded the kingdom of Khazad-Dûm. After he woke up in Mount Gundabad, he walked east of the Misty Mountains until he came to Kheled Zaram, or better known as Lake Mirrormere. After he looked into the water, he saw above his head a crown of 7 stars appear and took it as a sign. There above the lake in the caves, he established Khazad-Dûm, or Dwarven Mansion in the common tongue. During the First Age, the kingdom grew immensely and many great halls were built. After the destruction of Beleriand and thus the end of the First Age, many dwarves from Belagos and Nogrod came to live in Khazad-Dûm, which was a great improvement for Durin's folk since they taught them new skill and lore. Somewhere down the history of Khazad-Dûm, the dwarves have found Mithril, or true silver. They have found a vein leading north towards Caradhras. This was their greatest wealth, for there were only a few places in Arthur where Mithril can be found, and that is in Khazad-Dûm, the island of Númenor, and in Aman. It was because of this Mithril that Celebrimbor, together with many elves, departed from Lindon and established the realm of Eregion, west of Khazad-Dûm. It was from Mithril that the elves created a new substance called Ithildin, which translates to moonlight or starlight. It was only visible at night when the moon or stars shone upon it. The most famous of these works are the Doors of Durin, created by Narvi from Khazad-Dûm and Celebrimbor from Eregion. Narvi created the doors and made them so that they would blend in with the mountain, and Celebrimbor inlaid the doors with Ithildin. The amazing thing is that because of the friendship between the elves and the dwarves, the doors always stayed open. It was only when Sauron destroyed the region that the dwarves closed the doors. But a shadow fell on Khazad-Dûm. Halfway through the Third Age, the dwarves became very greedy, and one of the reasons is the Ring of Power, one of the 7 that were distributed among the dwarves. It was believed that in that time, Celebrimbor personally gave one ring to Durin the Third. But that is something we do not know for certain. This ring was only used to gain more wealth and it made them more greedy. But this was not the only reason. After the Second Age, Khazad-Dûm was the only place you could find Mithril. Like I said before, the other 2 places were Númenor and Aman. But after the downfall of Númenor, they were both inaccessible, so the price of Mithril went really high. And this brings us to the drastic moment in the Third Age. Since there was only one vein of Mithril, they needed to dig deeper and deeper to gather it. And then in the year 1980, they dug too deep. A demon of shadow and flame awoke, a Balrog of Morgoth. It had lain hidden at the foundations of the earth, and it killed King Durin VI, and 1 year later his son Nain. This was the end of the great realm of Khazad-Dûm. A great number of dwarves were killed by the Balrog and the others fled far away. Most of them went north, together with Thrain, son of Nain, to the Lonely Mountain. And so the dwarves of Durin's folk were now established in Erebor and became their chief realm. The old kingdom became dark and empty and was since then named Moria, the Black Pit. The dwarves have not only lost their kingdom, but also their resource to Mithril, a number of heirlooms just like Durin's axe, and a lot of knowledge from their past. But there was always a longing to go back to their kingdom. King Thror, the grandfather of Thorin Oakenshield, wanted to go back to Moria after Smaug had taken Erebor, but he was killed when he entered Moria by Azog, a great pale orc. Thrain II, his son, wanted to kill Azog, and he gathered a great army of dwarves and destroyed each orc stronghold from Mount Gundabad all the way to Khazad-Dûm. After the last battle of this war, the Battle of Azanul-Bizar, King Thrain wanted to enter Moria, but Dane Ironfoot said not to, for he saw Durin's bane lurking within the kingdom. So they did not enter then. But almost 200 years later, Balin led an expedition against King Dane's will to go back to Moria. But this didn't end well, although they were not killed by the Balrog. It was only when the Fellowship entered the kingdom in the year 3019 that Gandalf battled with the Balrog at the bridge of Khazad-Dûm and eventually defeated him at the peaks of Sirac-Sigil. The Balrog was no more. Now only orcs would dwell in these ancient halls. It was also during their passage through Moria that the Fellowship has found out what really happened to Balin and his company. And if you want to learn more about their tragedy, then this is the next video you need to watch. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.